It's National Consumer Week, and to mark this, Birmingham City Council's Trading Standards officers are visiting community venues across the city to promote new consumer rights that came into effect with new legislation on the 1st of October. Since then, anyone who buys faulty goods will be entitled to a full refund for up to 30 days after the purchase. Previously, consumers were only entitled to refunds for a reasonable time. Digital purchases such as downloads and apps are also legally protected, giving shoppers the right to a repair or replacement.
The consumer rights outline your rights and the trader's obligations if you purchase something faulty, whether you're entitled to a refund, repair or replacement or a partial refund. It also talks about digital items, so if you've uploaded something or downloaded something and you've got a problem with that, or indeed it's caused a problem with your computer, it talks about your rights under that circumstances as well. Obviously it also talks about services, so if you've had some work carried out by could be a builder or a repair to your vehicle, it talks about your rights if you think the work hasn't been carried out to a proper standard.
The Consumer Rights Act says that goods must be of satisfactory quality based on what a reasonable person would expect, taking into account the price. Goods must be fit for purpose. If the consumer has a particular purpose in mind, he or she should make that clear, and they must meet the expectations of the consumer. The move is the biggest shake-up of consumer law in a generation. The Department for Business said the new act will make it easier for customers to know their rights and to shop with confidence.
Because a lot of it is similar to what's there, so people are still calling the consumer helpline and they're being told of what their rights are. I think over the next few months, the next year, we'll see how this develops, because what happens in the legal system, we have case law develops with new legislation, but that takes a lengthy bit of time, to go through the system. So if we have situations where consumers and traders can't resolve an issue and it has to go to like the civil courts and things like that, case law will develop over a period of time.
Pressures are now on businesses to review their practices and procedures to ensure they are fully compliant with the new legislation.
I think it's important for business to look at the new legislation if they haven't done so already. If they employ staff, they need to arrange training for their staff. Often this can be just been by simply reading the documents that are out there, but it is important that they're aware, because for businesses, customer policy, customer care is an important issue, and often they don't need us to tell us. They want to be upfront. They want to keep their customers happy because they want their customers to come back to them. And often businesses are at the front end of making sure their staff are fully aware of the requirements.
This is Monika Plaha in Sutton Coldfield for the Midland.